Sanbonani guys, welcome back to yet another video, and we are speaking about the latest episode of Nandi and the Rev. Guys, viewers are asking Zante Magic if they are going to be offering us therapy, because angeke guys, after each and every episode that we've watched so far of Nandi and the Rev, trauma esinayo. We come out there anger, feeling sad, irritation, zonke bonke, guys. Now, after last night's episode, many people just feel like, you know what? Nandi hates a husband, and quite frankly, agambon. Because there's no way you're going to speak about your husband in that way, whereas you love him. But my question is, if Nandi does not love this man or did not love this man, why would she have so many kids with a man she does not love? Guys, I even kind of feel like maybe Nandi usene anger. Maybe she low-key is still angry at the fact that this man left her for 4 months and then afterwards came back after leaving her alone with the kids. Maybe guys, usene anger of she kind of feels like he chose the church at that moment. He chose the church over his own family. Because the way she doesn't even care about this man even leaving. She's like, no, there's the door open. But leave if you want to leave. Like, guys. She doesn't rate him. Listen. She quite frankly sees him as a nothing, according to what we see. And in denial, guys, Nandi is frustrated over the fact that she feels like Uzole is not rising to the occasion, not being the man of the house and whatnot. But whereas she is the main reason why they are in this situation. If Nandi just listened, guys, stopped posting half-naked pictures of herself on social media, whereas ungumam fundisi, stop having or stop airing indaba zakhe benomfundisi or the church on social media, maybe today ngesithetha enye indaba. So she mustn't fully blame her husband for the situation she's in. She must blame herself as well, because she was warned. But Nandi does whatever she wants to do. Guys, let's just be honest for a moment. The type of work her husband had, he was employed by the church. Now let's think about any type of employment. When you get employed by a certain company, guys, you are affiliating yourself with that company, meaning that you represent that company. Hence, there's certain things you can't do. You're employed at a certain place. You can't just go and their dirty business in Jeganjalo or do whatever it is. We all know this. So I don't understand why Nandi did not want to understand the fact that the church asking her to not post half-naked pictures, that it was not even about them controlling her. Her husband was employed there. So it's not just about Nandi herself. She and her husband and her family is representing the Methodist Church. When people see Nandi, they're not going to say, no, Nandi is doing A, B, and C. No, they say the Methodist Church altogether. Or they say, Abo Mam Fundisi, Base Methodist. They do A, B, and C. So she's representing Methodist Church. So I understand where they were coming from, guys. She is ruining their brand as a church. When the episode starts, Nandi is still angry over the fact that her husband is drinking. And she's like, where do you get money to drink and whatnot? The children's school fees cost 500 rand a day, guys. You do the maths, 500 rand a day. I don't even think they really, guys, pay that much or are willing to pay that much a day. If you calculate it per month, how much is that? Like 10K per month on e-transports, guys? That is madness. But you know what? I kind of felt like Uzole's reasoning, I kind of agree with it. Because in Uzole's diary stations, he says he finds Nandi's question quite funny. Now, someone else would say, Nyange, if unemali yokusela, then that means you're just wasting money or whatever the case may be. Guys, Uzole does a lot. The phone calls that he gets to do, he does a lot to give Nandi the type of lifestyle that she wants, despite the fact that they are not there or they cannot afford that lifestyle. Now when he's drinking a few bottles, all of a sudden, unemali or uitata pimali. No, guys, I don't think that's fair. In all honesty, guys, as a married married couple or even in a relationship, if ungumuntu osebenzayo, guys, imali yakho ayikusebenzeli. Yes, the most people are working for their children, but guys, when you get paid on the 15th, on the 20th, or the 25th, do something for yourself. Do something for yourself, even if it means you're going to go and buy yourself a streetwise to KFC or something that makes you feel bad or something that rewards you, nyana, for the hard work you get to do. And sometimes I feel like it's unfair for abantu bakuchuzela how you going to enjoy your money. If we are speaking about Uzola being an alcoholic, that is a totally different story. He needs to deal with that. But I don't think it's fair that when it takes a mere 70 rand or 50 rand to buy a bottle, all of a sudden it must be dictated or it must be said by unemali because we are puza. No, let him also have, like, what does this man get to do for himself? Yeah, now une weave, une makeup, and what does he have? Or what is he doing for himself that is enjoying from this money that is hustling so badly? And I think, guys, if you have a husband, if you have a man, question and ask yourself that your man can't only be working for his, yes, it's a good thing for him to work for his family and to work for you, but guys, if you're only going to live a life like that, that man is going to end up getting depressed. As umntu, you must take money aside, and even if indoda yakho is not used to that, ask him or do something nice for him, just so that, you know, a policy kanda kancane. When Uzolek starts opening up his chest and says, "Would you know what? Have you ever asked me how I'm doing and whatnot?" That was a moment that I felt like Nandi should have just kept quiet and listened to him. Yes, he was smelling and whatnot, according to her, smelling alcohol, or I don't know what she meant, if there was other things that were smelling, but she should have just listened to that man. Guys, we all know it's not an easy thing for a man to open up and cry. Instead, in her diary session, she's like, is he PMSing? He's not a woman and whatnot. I kind of feel like Unandi has double standards. She has this mindset, that men don't have feelings. Men are not supposed to cry. Men must just be the providers. They must just provide and just shut up. As long as their families are happy, then they should be happy. Guys, I think it's quite toxic. Whereas when it comes to her, when it came to indaba zakhe zama tattoo and her posting certain pictures on social media, it was a way of her expressing herself. So why don't we use the same double standard or the same standards that she's using on her husband on her? Because she wants to use old rules on a husband that men, because they don't PMS, then they shouldn't have feelings, they shouldn't cry and whatnot. Why shouldn't we say, would you know, abo mamfundisi, peg? They must wear dresses that cover their knees. They cannot have piercings. They must cover their heads. Why can't we use those same standards? Because I feel like if Uzola started using those old standards of Dala on Unandipa, all of a sudden she'd be saying, she's been abused, ufunum controller, and whatnot. Hi, moving on to Ulisa. A lot of people had a lot to say about the fact that Ulisa was saying to her cousin that she can't wait to go to the University of Cape Town and escape her family. I was pumlel. Guys, I remember staying in my parents' household, and even though I didn't have that much siblings to take care of, I just know the most teenagers just can't wait to escape their parents, whether they've got many siblings or not. But what caught my attention was when Ulisa was saying all boys are evil. Now, I don't know, guys, I stand to be corrected, but if you listen to Inkulumo of children who are coming from a two-parent household where the mother and father are married, I feel like they have quite a healthy view when it comes to boys and men. Now, someone might say, would you know, Ulisa said all boys are evil. She didn't say all men or evil. But I feel like it kind of starts like that. It starts with Ingane having a bad mentality, or let me not necessarily say bad, or having a certain mentality about boys, and they grow up thinking, would you know, all boys are evil. You grow up and end up thinking all men are evil. Now, if she didn't have a present dad in her life, I would understand it. But for her to say that, I kind of feel like Uzole watching that should maybe start doing some sort of introspection. I feel like when you have a healthy relationship with your kids don't say all boys are evil or all men are evil. And that's why I'm against this whole thing of women who have sons saying which all men are trash, because your son is gonna hear that and he's gonna grow up to be that trash as well. At this point, all I'm hoping, guys, is that I hope Ulisa does not grow up to be like her mother, because listen, if she does, she's really gonna struggle in her relationships with the opposite sex. Now, in this episode, we also see Nandi's brother taking her out for shopping, and listen, people are not happy about that. People are like, no, how can he take her out for shopping? Kanti Nandi, doesn't she have impahla from the previous children to give to this newborn child? And then they were asking Guti, why didn't the brother take Nandi to a Pep? I was just laughing. I'm like, Nandi going to Pep to buy her child Pep clothing. I never, guys. But people were just not happy. They just kind of felt like maybe the brother could have bought igrosa or something, ebonakalayo, but not clothes. Now, other people also felt like Nandi and the brother didn't walk out of that store named Pasha, because knowing Nandi would have got home and thrown those clothes on Uzole's face and said, look, my brother could buy clothes when you useless, yeah, nothing. That couldn't even buy our child clothing. Other people felt maybe it's a partnership, maybe they got those clothes for free or discounts. Asazi, guys. But I do kind of feel like the brother is kind of siding too much with Nandi. I just feel like the day the brother marries a woman who's going to speak to him the way his sister speaks Nozole, maybe that's the day he's going to understand. But for now, he should just keep quiet. We also see Nandi meeting up with her friend Innocent, who comes with her sister or twin sister Millicent. Now, guys, I've never understood this friendship between Nandi and Innocent. And quite frankly, guys, I feel like by our first, I don't see these people being genuine friends in any type of world. I angiboni, guys. Now, Innocent tries to correct Nandi and tells Nandi, listen, friend, you know what? I don't think it's okay for you to, air indaba zako and your husband's dabas on social media, something along those lines. But listen, Nandi says, if I could, I will do it the exact same way all over again. Nandi is not the type of friend ongambonisa, guys. Agabonisegi. And that's the thing. That's why I feel like these two people cannot be friends. Because the reason why they did not get along on Pastor Once a Wife was when Innocent said to Nandi that, it's a bit inappropriate as a pastor's wife to be posting a maternity shoot where you are naked. And that's where Nandi started saying Innocent is judgmental. At this point, I feel like if you're going to have friends that you feel like you can't take advice from them, why are you friends with them? If when friends are giving you advice, you feel like, no, they've been judgmental or whatnot, why not get friends that you feel like you're going to listen to them and are not going to be judgmental? And then Nandi on her diary session goes ahead and makes a comment about Innocent's house. Remember Innocent's house, guys, I think it was last year, sometime last year it got burned. But the comments that Nandi makes, she's insinuating that she doesn't buy the story that Innocent gave about how the house got burnt. And she knows very well that there was a whole lot of people not believing Innocent, saying they just doing it for social media, but they planned this whole thing. So for Nandi to then make a comment like that on her diary sessions, where as she's saying Innocent is a friend, nah, guys, abayege. Now, on that date, Nandi also asks Innocent, how do you start a church? And it looks like she's serious, guys. She wants Uzole and her to start their own church. And I don't know how is this going to work. Guys, i-Methodist church, yazimela, because I know that you don't go and start a church efana njengo Methodist on your own. Abazalwane who start their churches on their own like that. But I don't think she really realizes the financial impact of starting your own church. Remember a Methodist, guys, uyaqashwa, you get a salary, they give you the house and whatnot and whatever benefits that come with it. Now starting your own church, you starting from scratch. There's no one who's going to give you a salary there. In the Methodist Church, there are systems in place that ensure that their pastors get a salary. When you go and start your own church, what system are you going to put in place? Do you understand what I'm saying? Also, Nandi, she ruined her husband's reputation. So who's going to come to that church? When the people don't nigela, Nandi is going to be the first one who's going to be swearing the people saying, my husband is working and you guys are not paying him and whatnot. I'm just like, I don't think Nandi thought through what she did. And to see Wuti, she still doesn't see the bigger picture. She's continuing doing whatever she wants to do, though. She's saying she wants to start a church. Who's going to attend that church? Yeah. Anyway, guys, let's park it right there. You tell me your thoughts on this. Please do make sure you like the video. Please do subscribe. It is absolutely for free of charge. And I'll see you guys in the next one.